Okay, are we ready? So, standing feet hip width apart. Spread the toes out across the floor. Standing up nice and tall. Just sort of starting to bring your focus into the present moment. And just take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. Just take a moment to just sort of focus on how your body is feeling tonight. If there's any parts that feel a bit achy, a bit sore, a bit tired, and just being aware of how your body feels. Hi Beverly, nice of you to join us, lovely to see you. Okay, just let the shoulders drop away from the ears, let the thumbs point forwards, let the arms relax nice and heavy. Just take a few pelvic tilts, just rocking that pelvis forwards and backwards a few times. Just get a little bit of movement through that lower back. And then find your midway point on neutral spine. Slight connection there through those deep abdominals. And we're just thinking about our posture. Standing up tall, lengthening through the crown of the head. And then if you've got your eyes closed, which you might have done, just open them for me. And let's just gently take the head side to side. And we're just going to stretch out through the neck first of all. Just take it in your own time, don't rush. Feel free to just hold it on one side for as long as you want. Just allow the weight of the head to really increase that stretch. And again, just being aware of how that feels on the right and how it feels on the left. I automatically close my eyes when I do this. I don't know if you do. You sort of can just really focus better, I find, on, you really sort of just, it helps you not get distracted, doesn't it, with everything around you. And you can just close your eyes and really just focus on how it feels, how your body feels, and get that mind connected with your body. Lifting the head up, chin to chest. And again, just let the weight of that head hang. If you want to, just let it take it from side to side. Keep looking down. Just releasing any tension in the back of the neck. And then lifting that head back up. Just take some nice big shoulder rolls, just to get some movement through the shoulders. And change direction. So we're just gently getting that body moving, and we are stretching all the time as we're doing all of these movements. Okay, taking it backwards again. And then take your hands on your lower back. Just draw the elbows together. Try and open out through the front of the chest. Keep the chin lifted. And try and make sure you're not arching that back. So you don't want to be sort of hollowing here as you do it. Keep that tailbone tucked under, chin into chest. As in this way, not that way. Ears in line with shoulders. And release. Well done. Oh, just give the hands a bit of a shake out. Circle the wrists round. Up and down. Side to side. And release. Let the arms come down. Well done. Chin to chest. Let's build onto that now. So let's add in the shoulders. Now just build this up in your own time if you want to. If you prefer, if your back's feeling a bit delicate, or you just prefer to have your hands on your thighs just above your knees, give yourself a bit of support, you can, or let the arms and head hang. And I want you to just focus on curling through the back. You don't have to go all the way straight away, you can build up to it. Coming back up, bring the shoulders back down and away from the ears. Breathe in, breathe out, chin to chest, curling down. Really try and keep that head curling in as tight as you can. Work through the whole length of the spine. And again, just building that movement up, taking it down as far as is comfortable. You can have the knees soft if that's easier for you. Curling back up when you're ready. Pelvis in position. Restack the spine. Bring the shoulders down and away from the ears. This time bring in your arms. Breathe in. Take it into a slight back extension if you're happy to. Bringing the arms down. Chin to chest. Exhale. Curling down. Get that back working. Still feeling the stretch through the neck, through the length of the spine. Again, legs bent or straight. Working your way down. Then we're going to take it into a half lift. So to begin with, you can have your hands on your thighs. Draw your shoulders down and away from the ears and bring yourself into like a tabletop position. Draw the tummy in. You can stay there, or you can take your hands onto your shins, or you can take your fingertips or palms of your hands on the floor, just drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Curling back up again when you're ready. Bringing the shoulders back down and away. Well done. Okay, make sure at the back of your mat, because we're going to roll down and walk forward. So let's do our breath in first. Breathe in. Slight back extension. Breathing out, chin to chest. Curling down, get that back moving. All the way down through the length of the spine. As and when you want to, you can keep your legs bent or straight. You're going to walk your hands forwards, but keep the hips lifted. And you're just going to take the hips up high. Try and draw the heels down to the floor. Yes, so take that weight through the heels. Let the chest soften and open. And then you can do a few heel walks here. So press one heel down as you pick the other one up. You see my feet? Yeah, so you're pressing one down and then the other. Keeping the hips nice and high. Just stretching out through the calves and the back of the legs. Rise up onto the toes and then just take both heels down to the floor. Then walking the hands in, legs bent or straight, curling back up. Bringing the shoulders down and away from the ears. Well done. Okay, let's take our legs out wide now. So wider than hip width apart, but comfortably wide. And we're just going to bend your right leg. Now you want to make sure your knee isn't going over your toe. So if you're too sort of narrow like this, see my knee's going over my toe, put a lot of pressure through the knee joint. So take your legs wider if you want to, okay? Then you're going to take your forearm, rest it onto the thigh, reach up and over with the left hand. So really lengthening, feel the stretch all the way down through the side and the waist, maybe into the lower back a little bit. Now stay here. If you want to, you can walk that back foot away a little bit, take that lunge into a deeper position, and you may start to feel a stretch on the inner thighs. But if that's too much, just stick with the first one. You do your own thing, no one can see you. And then if you want to, you can take that hand down onto the floor. You can reach up or over, up to you. Try not to rotate forwards. Try and keep drawing that top shoulder back, opening out through the chest. Keep breathing. Well done. Keep the legs as they are. Come up and turn to your bent leg. Hands onto the thigh, fold forwards from the hips. And you can just stay here. If you want to, you can take your hands onto the floor. And then again, if you want to, just modify it to suit you. Just begin to straighten that front leg. You don't have to get it straight. You're just taking it as far as, so that you can feel a stretch, that's all. So that you can feel a stretch. hands onto the thighs, curl up and come into the middle. So both legs out wide, just let the feet turn out naturally and just gently take it into some wide squats. Just nice and gentle, bit of just some active stretching here. So take it as deep as you wish, making sure the knees are going out towards the little toes. Well done. Do one more. Stay here. You can just stay here. If you want to, you can drop so your forearms are on your thighs, and you can gently use the pressure of your forearms against the thighs to gently open out the knees. So you're gently pushing against the legs, pushing them out to the side. Well done. Should feel that stretching on the inner thighs. And release. Curl up. And then we're going to take our side stretch to the other side. So you're bending your left leg now, making sure that knee isn't going over the toe. Forearm on the thigh. Reach up and over. Really lengthen and reach away. So if you've been doing any Pilates today, this will be a good stretch out from any workouts there. But if you've been gardening or walking, or even if you've just been sitting still, it just helps to revive the muscles, doesn't it? And the mind. Okay, you can stay here. If you want to, you can walk that back foot away a little bit. I'm just going to adjust because I've gone off the end of my mat at the back there. So you can walk that back foot away if you want a little bit, still reaching over. Drop the hips. Make sure you're not pushing the hips up. And then again, if you want to, you can take that hand to the floor. But if that's uncomfortable, don't push it. Just go to where you can feel a stretch. Everyone's different. Make sure you're drawing that top shoulder open. Well done. Pushing up. Keep the front leg bent. Turn to face your front leg. If your legs now feel a bit too wide, mine do slightly, then just readjust. Hands onto your thigh, and you're going to fold forwards from here. So you can stay here, or you can take your hands onto the floor, and then you're just going to begin to straighten that front leg. Doesn't matter if you don't get it straight, you're just taking it back as far as you can so you can feel a stretch through those hamstrings. Keep breathing. Then bend that front leg to release, curl up. Come to centre. Readjust the legs again if you want to. And let's just take it into some of those gentle squats again. If you want to take it a little bit deeper now, you can. So we're using these squats to just stretch out through the inner thighs, through the hips. And we're going to do one more and hold it. So again, you can do what we did last time and just press the arms against the legs and hold it there. If you want to, you might need to bring your feet in a little bit closer for this one. You can drop right down into this squat here. So yes, you will need to bring your legs in a little bit closer. The hands are still on the inside of the legs. Press the hands together, and I'm still applying a bit of pressure to the inside of my legs. Try and get your heels down flat if you can, but don't worry if not. And this is sometimes one of these positions that takes a little while to get into, and once you're there you think, yeah, great, and then sometimes it takes a little while to come out of as well. Really good to open the hips. And release. Hands on the floor or onto your thighs. Curling up, legs soft. Curling up. Ooh, well done. Okay, let's just circle those hips, just release the hips off a little bit. So just on one leg then the other, just take a circle with the knee. And we're going to do a few this way, so you're coming into the centre and going out, centre and out, and then we're going to reverse. So we're going to go out and in, out and in. You don't have to do the arms with me if you don't want to. I'm just adding the arms as extra explanation. It feels a bit weird actually, doing the same arm's leg. I want to do opposite. That feels more balanced. But you can try it if you wish. Same arm or opposite arm? I like opposite arm. Okay, just do your last couple. Well done. Just circle the hips round one way and then the other. So my legs are slightly wider than hip width apart. And just releasing through the hips. Well done. Keep changing, do one more each way. Last one. Well done. Okay, let's get down onto the floor then and do a bit more stretching on the floor. So let's come back into our slight back extension. Arms down, chin to chest, rolling down through the spine. As and when you reach the floor, walking the hands forwards, come into a child's pose for me. So try and reach the hands away, but keep the tailbone down. We'll try and lengthen the tailbone down to the floor. Keep the elbows off the floor, really round through the back, stretch through the back. And then walk the hands forwards a little bit. Let the hips come up, and I want you to try and drop the armpits and the chest to the floor. So we're just stretching out through the shoulders and taking that upper back into extension. So if you have been leaning over a desk all day or doing a lot of work, you've been going forwards, bending forwards, this is a really good one to rebalance that posture. And then take yourself down onto your mat. I'm just having to readjust my position all the time so you can see me on the camera. So laying on the mat, hands then where's comfortable, knees, shoulders into a back extension. Draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Peeling the collarbone off. Just take it to where's comfortable. You can stay on your forearms if you want to, that's fine. And back down. Push back into your child's pose. So we're just getting that back stretching out in flexion and in extension. Then walk the hands forwards, drop the shoulders. So here we're thinking about the upper back. Just taking extension through the upper back. And then transfer the weight forwards and bring yourselves shoulders down into that back extension, which will take a bit more through the lower back. You can lift the head up towards the ceiling, so you get a stretch through the anterior of the spine. And roll back down. Back into that child's pose one last time. Tailbone down to the heels. Keep the elbows lifted. Whew. Take it, grab a drink. Make sure you grab a drink if you want one. Okay, let's just come up and let's just do a little bit of work through the wrists, just gently to get the wrists moving. So if you have the hands in front of you, and so you're just like in a box position, and just circle the weight round. So you take the weight over the hands and then off, and then go the other way. Our wrists are something we don't take much weight on as adults, and they very easily become stiff and weak, and so it's really good to keep your wrists mobile, so that as you get older you can still grip things, you can still have fine motor control through the hands. So just circling around one way and the other. Okay, I want you to now turn the hands so the fingertips are pointing away from each other, and just gently rock from side to side. So if you know you do have problems with your wrists, these are some really nice gentle exercises you can do every day to improve that mobility through the wrists, and you probably feel that stretching through the forearms a little bit. And then if your wrists allow and it's comfortable too, turn them so the fingertips are pointing to your knees, and then just sit back. You won't be able to sit back far, but I'm just saying that so you know which direction I'm moving in. You're just taking the weight backwards and really stretching out through those forearms. Well done. Give the wrists a good circle like we did at the beginning, up and down, side to side, and circle, and wave. Okay, well done. Right, let's take it onto our backs and lay yourselves down on the floor for me. Okay, make sure you can see me. All right, let's have a little bit of a stretch out through our hips then. So the first thing we're going to do is take one ankle across the knee. One ankle across the knee. Have your arms out to the side slightly, and we're going to just start here. We're going to build this up. So we're just going to focus. This will give you a bit more stretch through the back. So we're just taking the legs to one side and then the other. Okay? Now actually I'm just going to swap legs so you can see what my top foot's going to do. So as you come over this way, if your body allows, the foot can touch the floor. If it doesn't happen, don't worry about it. And then as you go the other way, again, we're just going over. Your thigh might touch the floor, it might not, again, don't worry. And just take it one side. So what I'm trying to get you to do is get as big a range of movement as you can through your back. And again, you might feel that stretching in the hips a little bit as well. Okay? Right, the next time you come over to the side where your foot's coming down, stay there, slide the foot across the knee slightly, and just allow that top knee to open, if you can. Try and just relax. Now don't worry if it feels like it's still stuck up here and it's not going anywhere. As long as you're thinking about it and you're thinking about relaxing, allowing the legs to open, that's all you need to do. It doesn't matter how far it goes. And just opening out, stretching through the hips and the glutes. Okay, and release. Keep the ankle on the leg, come back up to centre, then you're going to pick up the underneath leg, reach through, okay, so I've got one leg, hand through my legs, reach through and behind, and draw that knee in towards your chest. Try and relax your upper body down, and just squeeze that leg in, so you're just stretching out through the glutes. If you can't really feel a stretch, a couple of things, try and keep this knee pressing out to the side, and one thing you can do is use your hand on that knee and apply a bit of pressure there. For some people that works. Or you can take both hands over your shin and you can bring it in that way. Or another one is just to slide your foot further down your leg. So any or all of them, you might find increase the stretch if you need to. You might not need to. Hoping you can see me all right. On my screen it looks very dark down here on the floor, so I'm hoping you can see me okay. Okay, and release. So now we're going to repeat it on the other side. Now I'm going to swizzle round so that you can see my foot, okay? So, other ankle on the knee, and we're taking over to one side. Foot can touch, it doesn't have to, and the other. So again, I want you to think about trying to move the legs in as big an arc across the body as you can. So here I can feel it in my hips a little bit, I can feel it in my back a little bit. You'll feel it wherever you're tightest. Don't forget, just have a mild connection through these tummy muscles as well, as you're working. Just getting some rotation through that lower back. Okay, let's just do a couple more. And then we're going to, next time you come over to the side where your foot comes down, stay on that side, slide the foot back a little bit and allow that knee to open. And just be aware of how that feels compared to the other side. Does it feel easier? Can you feel it stretching in a slightly different place? Maybe it feels tighter in your hip this side, or just have that awareness of your body. And again, you're just trying to let gravity do a bit of the work here. Let the knees Open out to the side. And release. Keep that ankle across the knee, come back to centre, reach through and behind that thigh, and again squeeze the knee in. So 3 ways you can increase stroke, change the stretch, is that you can press that hand to push the other knee out, still keep drawing this one in. You can reach through and hold on to the front of the shin, or you can slide that leg down a little bit. And it will just depend on where you're tight most of the time as to where you can fit a stretch. So have a little play in those positions and see which one works best for you. Well done. And gently release. Hug both knees into the chest, round the upper back, lifting the head off the floor, really squeezing in tight. And then extend the arms and legs away from each other, opposite directions, really reach away, lengthen that body. And then come round to a seated position. And we're just going to take the legs wider than hip width apart. You're going to take your hands either on the front of your thighs, here, thighs, ankles, or reach through and behind your ankles. Tuck the tailbone under, drop the chin to the chest, round the upper back. You're aiming to get a stretch here through the upper back. Feel as if the shoulder blades are drawing apart. And release. Well done. Okay, cross-legged if that's comfortable for you. Sitting up tall, chin to chest, roll down and relax forwards over the legs. And again, this is really good for stretching out the hips and the lower back. So you can just relax over the legs. If you've got them crossed or straight, that's fine. If you want to, we're going to add in a bit of a spinal rotation. So we're going to take either your hand or your forearm onto the floor. Take the other arm up towards the ceiling. Mine always feels like it doesn't quite want to go, but you just got to sort of relax into it. Keep working through. Just take it as far as is comfortable. And then release up to the side. So yeah, to begin with, you sort of think, oh, that feels a bit stiff. But if you just relax into it, like with all stretches, you may find that then you can work into it, take it a little bit further. And release down, well done. Curling up. Similar thing now we're going to do sitting. So you're going to take your your left hand on the outside of your right leg, sit up tall and then rotate. Turning to the back of the room. And then release, sit up tall, change direction. And release, well done, reaching over to the side. So we've stretched the back out in lots of different directions. Rotating, side bend, side flexion, extension. And we've given the hips a good loosen out tonight and a stretch as well. Done a little bit of work through the wrists. We've covered almost every part of the body, not every muscle, but an awful lot of them. Do a couple of shoulder rolls. Bring the shoulders down and away from the ears. Just take the head ear to shoulder like we did at the beginning. And the other way. Lift the head back up. Chin to chest. Just nod the head down. Lifting the head back up. Breathe in. Take both arms up. Reach up to the ceiling. And breathe out. And again, breathe in. And out. One more time. Breathe in. Hands down through the centre as you breathe out. Well done. Oh. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you feel better now for doing it. And I always do. Thank you for joining me. And if you've got